how are you doing, guys? Welcome to the show. This is the first time I've ever done this. Hope you guys are good. I know I am. Yeah, welcome. I've never done this before. Really hope you're going to enjoy this. I'm just sending this out to a few social media pages now, so I get a few more viewers because at the moment we're standing at 0. So yeah, and yeah, how are you guys doing? You having a good week? Well, the beginning of it, should I say? Do you have a good Monday? That's what I mean. Because the reason why I make these videos, are you having a good day on Monday? Are you setting yourself up for a good week? Are you thinking right? Are you in the right place? Is your brain working properly? Are you in the right motivational way to conquer what you want to achieve? That's what we're all about here. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, just give me 1 second. So yes, here we go. Okay, so welcome to the show. Thank you to everyone that has come to watch it. And today I thought I'd talk about something that I have never, ever done before. And that is basically, talk about why I've quit social media. Sounds like a really weird thing. But why have I done this? The reason why is because I just feel my brain isn't in the right place. So let me just put this to you, the way I started thinking. Around about a month ago now, I realised that I was using social media more than the average person. I mean, people, they say, look at your phone around about 5 hours a day. I think I was doing 8 at some point because it really was getting to that point where I was just constantly on this thing, never coming off it, never thinking about, who it's going to affect, what I'm missing out in real life, and, all those kind of things. And it did mean a lot to me because I realised I really weren't doing what was right for me at the time. I felt that I really should have been in the moment. And I really weren't enjoying that. And one of the things I do, I've spoken to you guys about this before, is I go to a lot of concerts. And the last one I went to was Paramore. And I realised that I wasn't really there at that concert, as much as I was in present time and all that. But I was, trying to do everything on my phone because in my head it was like, you've got to capture this moment. But to me, I've realised that the way you capture the moment the best is with your own eyes. I mean, without your own eyes, you don't know what's going on. It's part of the sense. So looking down at your phone and looking at this digital screen that is just projecting things that, then they don't exist. Like at the moment, this video is live, so it does exist within this moment, unless if you're watching this on playback. And it's really weird, really weird. And it was stuff like I constantly looked at Twitter every day. I constantly looked at Facebook, and I had to it was like this appraisal of you have to keep on going, you have to keep on interacting, because if not, people think, oh, where have you been and all that, you haven't said anything for a while. Well, I have, I just haven't presented it so the entire world can see it. And I think that's another thing, is it it's a massive invasion of your privacy, social media. It really does make you, think about how and why are we doing this? I mean, are we doing it to impress other people? Are we doing it to, give us this mentality in our heads telling us that, yeah, we're good enough? And it was all these kind of things rushing through my head, and I realised that if I'm spending more time in this digital world that doesn't exist, what am I spending in the real world? And I realised that wasn't a lot. So what I've realised I need to do is I need to pull myself away from this. So even though I've shared this on, Facebook and Twitter right now, if this is live, and if there are people watching this live, that would be great. Is that, it's one of those things where if you are in the moment, enjoy it. You don't need to take a photo. You don't need to take a video, and that is redundant considering it's coming from someone that's doing video on YouTube and does photography, should I say. But it's not that. What I'm more trying to say is that we really live in this age where we need to enjoy the moment more than, be part of this thing that doesn't exist. And we're telling ourselves that you have to do it, like everyone else does it. And and apparently the mic isn't on. Can you hear me now? Apparently my mic wasn't on, which means I'm probably going to have to start this again. Can you hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me? No? Okay. So can you hear me? Yes or no? Yes or no question. I'm going to presume that you can. Anyway, so yeah, what I was saying was the mind really is a thing where, you know, you have to think about a lot of things that are going on in the world. And if you don't, you know, consider these things at that moment in time. I'm sorry, I've really gone off track because there's been comments coming up saying that you can't hear me. I'm hoping you can now. So where was I? Yes, so what I realised is I was spending more time in this digital world that I really didn't want to. And the thing was, that's not the way I wanted to live. So I've decided to come off it, and I'm not saying I'm gone forever. I won't ever tweet again. I won't ever go on Facebook again. I won't ever use Instagram again. That will happen. But the reason why I decided to do it now is because I wanted to do it, and then I realised that it was the time of Lent. And Lent is the time when you give something up, you know, to try and, you know, like appreciate it a bit more. And I realised that I felt that it was the right time for me to give social media up because, as I said, I'm quite addicted to it. As I said, 8 hours a day, it really does consume your brain. And the other thing that I want you guys to think about is, like, see if you can, like, see it in the same way as me. Like, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you look at? Your phone. Because we all live in this digital age where, like, we don't need literal physical alarm clocks there. We have it all on our phone. You can just set an alarm, it will go off. So the first thing you will see is a screen. And then people will then go, oh, I can't be bothered to get out of bed. Oh, I really don't want to get on with the day. And they start looking through Facebook, they start looking through YouTube, they start Instagramming, tweeting, Snapchatting, whatever it is for your brain that does it. You start doing that straight away. And I realised I was doing that and then spending half an hour in bed. What's the point in that? I mean, what am I achieving? That's the other thing I want to say. What are you achieving in that time when you're on social media? I mean, unless if you're having a physical conversation, which is through text, I count that. I'm still, like, I've actually got a phone still. I still call people. I still have text. I'm not like that. I'm not, like, abandoning every way of contact. I'm not that stupid. The way my phone and, like, my iPad and that works at the moment is I basically, like, I have my emails, I have my phone number, and I have my text messages. And that's basically it. It really is the substandard of what I need. And as I said, the reason why is because what are you contributing in society on this digital world? I mean, there's no actual factual evidence of what you've done. And a lot of it is, you know, it's lies. And I feel that's another thing is we have this world where we live in this thing where you see something online and it's automatically believable. And because it's there and it's online, it's there straight away, we believe it. But yet, we've all heard these fake news stories that have gone round and they've all been, you know, like lies. And then there's these things like social bullying and, you know, it just goes on this list. Another one was, I personally feel that the internet is now more controlled by advertising companies than it is by anyone else. Because if you look at it, for another example, is when you buy a game, like on the App Store or the Google Play Store or whatever you use, you instantly get adverts up. And the thing is that you've already downloaded the game. The thing you want to do is play that game, the one you purchased. And yet every time you go and play another level of it, they put another 30 games in front of it in adverts. And you think, all right, fair enough, you didn't pay for it, but like, if the game says it's free, then it should be free. You've asked for this product, and then they ask, well, why aren't you using the product? Well, because it's false advertising. And that's another thing. A lot of the stuff online is false advertising. And the other thing is that I don't like is that there's this thing where the internet knows more about you now than probably some of your family members do. Like, you look at a video of, you know, this new product that's just come out, and you'll go on your Amazon store and it will be there saying, you've recently looked at this, would you like to buy it? How does it know that? And I know it's all controlled through cookies and stuff like that and so on and so forth. But the thing is that really, really how you want to live your life? Knowing that someone out there who you've never met knows your age, your name, your address, what you're into, what you don't like, what you would buy. So it's kind of like they influence everything you do. So no decision you make is your own. And that's another thing. I feel like a lot of society has been pulled by, like we're being told to say stuff. We don't want to say it, but our mind is being brainwashed to say it and agree with it. Like, it is false advertising, as I said. Like, does this product look good? Yes. Does it smell good? Yes. Can you actually smell something through a screen? No. It's like the terms of words and, the way they speak to you and the way they advertise it and the colours, the effects, the emotions, stuff like that. I know all this. I've done media. I know how it works. But it's just one of those things where you realise after a while it really is a thing where it's an ongoing cycle and it keeps on going until you realise that there is genuinely not a lot about yourself that is original. And I'm not saying I've done this to like become an original, it's all me kind of person. It's more of a fact that how much do we have in common now, considering they say we're all unique? I mean, we all do the same thing. We all live a 9-to-5 job. We all are, on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Snapchat, whatever you want to call it. We all share our lives and we all do it to hopefully, get these likes and get comments. And if you don't, you get annoyed about it because you're like, well, am I not entitled? Am I not important enough? Do my friends no longer love you? Or you think these things straight away. It's the way your brain works because you're used to it happening straight away on this screen. And that's the other thing, is that not everyone's online at the same time. And the other thing I don't like is there's people that go out there and they say that they struggle, but they don't. Because if you were struggling as much as some people do, these people don't want to, like with depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And some people have really bad cases where they can't even go outside in the real world. So going on a digital world where they know everything is public is even worse. And there's people out there that they really put stuff that they just want sympathy. And that really annoys me because I'm like, well, clearly it's not as bad as you're saying because you wouldn't have the courage to speak up about it in the first place. And I admire courage, I applaud it, but when you say that I can't even speak about it, well, it's a bit of a lie, isn't it? So why did I do it? And the conclusion of all of this, because this is going on for quite a while now, I will be back, but I feel like I need to find myself. Which I know I am a chilled guy that wants to help other people. But I don't want to be influenced by everyone else's opinion when I do so. I want everything to come from my own head. Not someone else telling me this and then someone else telling me that. It needs to come from me. And if it doesn't, I don't know where it's coming from. Because if you think about it, how much of your life is influenced by other people's opinion? Nearly all of it. So if you've got that far and you've realised that, then what is your own opinion? What is your way of thinking? Because if you can realise that, I feel we can all realise why we're all so unique as each individual human being. And that's the thing, is that we are, but I don't think a lot of us know it. And the idea of this, world where we all live online in this social media age where everything is perfect and everything is, superb and nothing goes wrong is just a lie. I mean, life is hard. It's really, really hard. And people act like it's easy. And it's not. It's really not. And I think I'm done with, pretending it is. Because the reason why I do these videos, the Motivational Mondays and all that, is because the world we live in is not an easy society. If it was, everyone would get what they want to straight away and you wouldn't have to work so hard to get to where you want to and your dreams wouldn't seem impossible because they would be a reality straight away. So if that's the case, what's the point in trying to go on social media and feel this self-entitlement to feel better than you are? Not to say you're not, but why do you need someone else to tell you that? I mean, if you don't know that yourself, then you don't know yourself. And that's kind of the reason I've done it, is because I spend so much online, I'm not enjoying the real things around me. I mean, how often have you gone somewhere that is absolutely beautiful without the first thing going, I need to take a photo of this? Enjoy the moment. It's there in front of you at that very moment in time. There's pictures around the world that you can look back on. Sure, take a photo just before you leave if you really, really want to. Take one video of a really favourite song that you want to look back at and say, I was there when they performed that song at a concert. But don't record the whole thing. I mean, because the only person you're trying to please is yourself. And it's this vicious cycle, as I said again, you go round of this whole thing of like, we don't feel important, we share it online, and then we wait for other people to respond, and if we don't get it, we feel less important. And it goes round and round and round. So that's the reason why I've done it. I hope that made some sense. Again, I just sit here and I just talk the way I feel. And if it makes no sense, then, you know, I've wasted my own time. But if it helps just one person, the one person out there that's watching this, it can, you know, I'd feel good about myself. I feel like I've done the right thing. And maybe you should do the same thing as well. I mean, ask yourself today, enjoy the moment, not, you know, capture it to look back at later. Try and do that once today. This has been Charlie. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.